Hi.
Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me?
I can, yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, yeah, I can hear you. Hello.
Nice. Hi. So, let's hang on. I need to. Some people are trying to join. Also, trying
Okay,
to help them get on.
take your time.
Well, anyway, while we're waiting, so what's your name?
Oh, my name is Ali. Nice to meet you.
Sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Mm-hmm. Halid.
Okay. I'm Zach. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome to the class.
Thank you. So, what is just a second? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
But
So
I can also hear myself. I think it was better with the headphones.
that's hard to hear you. But
Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay, Javier. Sorry.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Is it? Can you hear me? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
So,
So this is you're actually the first person to sign in for the first ever Verbling class. Um, so we're still figuring things out a little bit,
okay,
but
I'm
looking
proud of
forward to it.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when will this class start?
It's scheduled to start at 3. We'll give it a few more minutes to see if more people join the class. There are a few people who are asking how to join the class. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so until then, we can just chat for a little while.
All right then. So, I need just 10 minutes. I need to go and I will be back, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Juliana?
Hi.
Hi,
Yes. What is your name?
my name is Zach.
Nice to meet you, Jack.
Nice to meet you. Unfortunately, my video has frozen, but at least we can talk and hear each other.
Oh,
That's okay. I think it might be getting better. So, where are you from, Juliana?
I live in Costa Rica. And you?
I live in California.
Oh, great.
Yeah, just a few miles north of you.
Yes, it is great. It is a
Yeah.
nice place.
California?
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. And you, do you like Costa Rica?
Yes, I love my little country.
Nice. I had a few friends who had family from Costa Rica.
Really?
Yeah,
It is good.
yeah.
Do you know where they live?
I'm not completely sure. Um, Actually, one friend of mine from school was the granddaughter of Don Pepe.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I think she lived in the U.S. now, but her mom was from Costa Rica.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 22.
22.
Yep.
Great. I'm 23.
Okay.
I'm a little older than you.
Just a little bit. So how long have you been speaking English?
I started to learn in English this year, at the beginning of the year. I don't remember in what month.
So you started learning English at the beginning of this year?
Yes,
Wow, impressive.
it is so difficult for me. I don't like it very much because I'm not very good, but I'm trying. I'm learning.
You sound great, really.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
So we'll try to get the class started as soon as a few more people join. Um, but for now, we can just keep chatting. If there's something that you have a question about, feel free to ask me. Um,
Okay, thank you. Um, I don't know.
I have a question, mate. Do you hear me?
I
Hello?
do, yeah.
So, how old are you, man? You seem very young.
I'm 22.
Ah, okay. We're,
And how
we're
old?
like, we're like the same age. I'm 23, mate.
Okay.
So, like, do you teach English? What do you do?
So I just graduated from college, and I've been just sort of working at a few little jobs and studying for the LSAT, which is to go to a law school. So that's what I've been doing. And you, where are you from?
I'm from Paris, man. I'm from Paris, France. You know,
Okay.
and we're just trying to learn English. You know, to get to America like you, man. You guys over there in America, you got the best girls, you got everything that's better. You know what I'm
Okay. Well, I'm glad you like America so much.
saying?
Do we have someone new? Okay, is it still, let's see, it's Juliana and what was your name from Paris?
Elias.
Eli. Oh, right. You were.
Elias.
Elias, yeah.
Hello.
Difficult pronunciation for me.
Elias?
Yeah. Isn't it American? It sounds American, doesn't it?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Alberto. Dewey.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Alberto.
Hello.
Hi. Where are you from, Alberto?
I'm from Mexico.
Okay. So, how long have you been speaking English, Alberto?
3 or 5 days.
3 or 5 days? Not very long.
No, this is the first time that I can enter in Berlin, and because always because I have always a problem with my plugin connection.
Uh-huh. Well, good. Welcome to the class. We have 3 people now, right? We've got Juliana, Elias, and Alberto.
Yeah.
Are you're all here?
And
Yes,
me.
you are, man.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, we might as well get started. We're already 20 minutes in. So,
Sorry.
the topic for this class is a debate, and it's not like a formal debate. Like in a formal debate, you have 3 parts. There's like an introduction, an opening statement, and then a rebuttal, where you say why you disagree with what the other person has said, and then there's a closing statement. But today, we're just basically going to chat. If you have any questions, if you don't understand something that I say, or you have a specific question about whether what you're saying is correct, then don't hesitate to ask, and I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's see. We have a few more people here. If you just joined, can you say hello?
Hello.
Hello. What are your names?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My name
What's your-
my name is Manuel.
Manuel. Okay.
And I'm
And
just trying to. I don't know how it's working. I'm a little lost.
okay. Is everybody using headphones?
Yes, I believe.
Yep.
Mhm. Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay.
Elias.
Good.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Juliana, Elias, Alberto, and Manuel.
And me.
Correct?
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Nice to meet you all. So, I'm Zach. Today we're going to be talking about 2 places in the United States, New York and California.
Mhm.
All right? So 2 different states. One is on the East Coast. Which one is on the East Coast? I mean, you guys know that.
NYC, man.
LA.
Yeah. New York,
Right.
that's right, yeah. And then California is on which coast?
Yes. Isn't it?
West Coast.
West Coast. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Does everybody understand?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, we've got New York on the East Coast, California on the West Coast, and for years in the United States, there's sort of a competition between the 2 coasts. People on the East Coast always think that New York is better. People on the West Coast, they like, places in California. They like San Francisco, where I'm from, or they like LA, which just a different place further down south. So today I just wanted to set up a little debate between you guys, maybe stimulate a little bit of conversation about which coast you think is better. Like, if you could live in California or New York, which one would you choose and why? And if somebody says something you disagree with, then let them know that you disagree and why you disagree. Everybody ready?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay, sounds good. So Who would like to start? Who has a very strong opinion? Anyone?
I do. I say California is the best.
California is the okay. So Elias says California is the best, and why is
Yeah.
California the best?
Because you have, first of all, you have the weather. Okay.
Okay, the weather. That's one
Yeah.
point.
Great weather. Second of all, you have the girls, man. You have the best, the hottest girls in America. Okay. Third of all, you have Mexico just down there.
Okay.
If you need to buy something, you can just go there. It's cheaper than in America. So you have, you know, everything is the best. It's for the best out there.
Okay. So everything. Okay. So
Can I ask something?
yes, of course.
And who was talking?
That was Elias.
Elias. You seem like you have been living in LA, right?
No, I haven't. Unfortunately, actually, I haven't.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Okay.
Okay. So we have Elias making 3 points. He says California is better because it's got weather, girls, and Mexico is close.
Okay.
Okay. How about somebody else? Somebody who thinks New York is better. And you don't really have to think it's better, but just think of an argument about, you know, what do you know about New York? What's cool about New York?
Mm-hmm.
About New York. I mean,
Manhattan?
thinking. Okay.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay. I'm listening.
Anyone?
Maybe New York is the best, or during the debate, because of its importance in the United States. I think that it has a lot of influence about commerce, about money.
Yeah, okay. So that's a good argument. New York is important. It's got a lot of influence. It's got a lot of money. And
So I think that it has cultural influence and
true.
things
Very
like
good.
that.
And actually, New York it's the more developed than LA.
More developed.
I mean, I'm okay with that opinion.
Okay. So what do you mean when you say more developed?
Maybe there are more business center or probably it's easier to find a good job maybe and I mean just
Right.
think.
So maybe okay. So to summarize, so we've got California is the best because it's got the best weather, it's got the best girls, and we're close to Mexico, and Mexico is cool. And then New York is maybe the best because it's important, it's influential culturally, it's maybe more developed, better economy, easier to find a job. So let me say, what about transportation? Where do you think it's better? Where do you think transportation is easier?
New York, for sure.
New York.
Maybe New York, I'm not sure.
Yeah, in New
New
York
York.
you have the subway.
Yes,
You
I
have,
think the same.
it's smaller. I do believe New York is better for the transportation.
Right. So you got the subway in New York, which is pretty convenient. Do you think? Do you know anything? I don't know. I know, but do you know if San Francisco or LA has a subway?
I do believe there is subway in LA. I don't know about San Francisco. I think there's a light rails, a tram, you know, in San Francisco. Isn't there?
Right. So San Francisco, it does have that. It also has. It's called BART. It's Bay Area Rapid Transit, and that's like it goes all over the San Francisco area. But in my opinion, so like when you're introducing something in a debate, you can always say, in my opinion, I think, I think that the subway system in New York is better, more convenient.
Hmm.
So let's see. What is the weather like in New York? How
I
about
haven't been there yet.
well, what do you? Let's see. What have you heard about it? Do you think it's cold, hot, both, depending on the season?
I don't have a lot of information about it.
That's okay.
Same here.
Most of the times, the weather in New York is extremely cold.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe 3 or 4 months of the year, and you could have these extremely storms, and it is inconvenient. But the California coast has this extraordinary weather, and of course, I think you can found a lot of or interesting towns and cities. You in one region can found San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, and this is very rich aspect of this region. New York, it's the ordinary and the messy life of the all the cities of the world, and maybe this is a typical Democrat life style of life, because you in this region of the states have concentrate a high number of educated people.
Okay. Yeah. So sounds like you like California a little bit better because it's.
I don't know. I like both of the regions. I don't know. When you think about California, the weather is a stronger consideration.
Okay. So let's see.
No, nada,
So-
ni idea. Espérate
It
que
sounds-
estoy en una conferencia, por favor.
Okay. So we've got just making sure we still have the same four people. We have Juliana. Are you still there?
Yes, I am here.
And Elias still there?
Yeah, man.
Alberto and Manuel. We're all good.
Yes.
I have only one
Okay,
tip
I'm here.
more for saying about it. That is
Okay.
important to know that New York has a lot of buildings that are so important, and also neighbors. And remember that there is the Statue of the Liberty.
Mm-hmm. The Statue
I
of
think-
Liberty.
And I think that it is a strong point for New York.
Good. And good use too. It's a strong point. That's a really good thing to say when you're, arguing or having a conversation with somebody in English.
May
So-
I add some things about this debate?
Sure.
I think the difference between two regions consists in that you in New York could found the most active cultural life.
Most active cultural life in New York.
Exactly. And this and most cosmopolitan life still of life.
Mm-hmm.
The other region has this enchantment touch of little towns,
Okay. So
but only a little touch, okay?
only a little bit, yeah. So let's see. So-
Ano-
Yeah, Juliana.
Another thing can be that I think that that place is very sure. You
Very
don't have a lot of crime.
Oh, okay. It's very safe.
Very safe, thank you.
Yeah. Where in New York or in California?
In New York.
Okay, that's interesting because the old stereotype used to be that there was a lot of crime in New York. What do you guys think? Is New York a safe city?
I haven't heard like that before. I think Los Angeles Lakers is no, Los Angeles is more safe, isn't it?
Los Angeles is more safe. Any other impressions about the safety of New York or Los Angeles?
LA.
LA safer?
I do believe LA is safer because you have huge suburbs and
LA. LA.
and New York it's more the surface is way smaller, so you have concentration of people that is bigger. So when there's a lot of concentration of people, there is more there's more mix, you know, cultural mix and diverse social I don't know, social classes. So there is more
Maybe.
violence and
Maybe
stuff
there
like
are
that.
many. Maybe there are
Maybe.
many suburbans. Maybe there are many suburbans.
There are many what?
Suburbans.
Suburbs.
Many suburbs. Right.
Sorry.
So no, it's fine. So it's true in all the cities. So in Los Angeles, there are many suburbs. Los Angeles is actually made of a number of different cities or a number of different areas, and it all constitutes LA. And then New York is made of 5 boroughs. Does anybody? They're called boroughs. It's the only place I know that uses that word. So does anybody know the different boroughs of New York?
No.
Any? So the one that most people know of is Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Yeah, Manhattan.
Manhattan. That's the one with the most big buildings, the most culture, the most museums, the most restaurants. And then the others are Queens, there's Staten Island, there's Brooklyn, and the Bronx. That's just
What
sort
do
of for your information.
What do you think about the nightlife? What do you think about the nightlife between
The nightlife.
New York and California?
Right.
Who's the best?
So, in my opinion, and you can tell me if you disagree, okay? Because that's the whole point of the debate.
Yeah.
I think the nightlife is better in New York City.
Why? What is the reason?
My reason for that is that you have the subway. So maybe if you're drinking a little bit and you don't want to drive, then you can take the subway. Or there are lots of taxis everywhere, so it's very easy to catch a taxi.
Catch a taxi.
Right. Or catch a cab, as they often say.
That's the same opinion, papi. It's the
Whereas,
same opinion.
yeah, in LA, everything is more sort of spread out, right? So you have to have somebody who's driving, and it's harder to just walk around an area and be able to go to many different places.
Okay.
Does everybody agree with that?
I mean, I don't like the nightclubs, so I don't care about that.
Right, right. So Elias doesn't like the nightclubs, and New York City has lots and lots of nightclubs. LA has many too, but more spread apart.
LA has Hollywood, and Hollywood is very popular. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. So what about the industry of both cities? What about the economies of both cities? So what are big industries in New York?
Commerce, trade.
Trade and commerce. Good.
Maybe fashion. It's possible.
What was that?
Maybe fashion. It's possible.
Patient?
Fashion.
Like medicine?
Financial service.
Financial services, good. Any other any other places where people might work in New York? Typical for New York?
The library boy around the world.
Yeah.
Tourism, maybe? Tourism?
Yeah, tourism. Tourism is huge in New York. People from all over the world come there all the time. What about LA? What are some of the major industries in LA?
The Silicon Valley, isn't it?
Well, that's not in LA, but that is in California.
Yeah.
So what do you know about Silicon Valley?
Well, technological. Oh, in LA you have Hollywood. You have the movies industry.
Right, the movie industry in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So, are you
Like
guys
you,
all...
man. You could be an actor, man. Look at your face.
Yeah, absolutely. You too, man.
Thanks.
So, what movies do you know that maybe came from LA?
All the main movies, all the main American movies are from LA, ain't they?
Pretty much. It's that's where all the actors and actresses live, like most of the famous people. Although I will say New York also has like a fair amount of actors, a large TV and entertainment industry. So Juliana, you there?
Yes, I am here. Maybe about investment activities and banking activities. I don't know. I think that it can be important in New York.
Yeah, and for sure, that's very true. My brother lives in New York right now, and he's working in banking and finance. So let's see. What about Silicon Valley? How many of you guys have heard of Silicon Valley?
I have heard about it.
Okay,
but
so
I don't have many information about it.
Manuel, you've heard of it, but you don't know much about it.
It's about technologies. It's more research and development in technologies. You know, new technologies. I believe that's about it.
Right. So that's very true. Juliana, have you heard of Silicon Valley?
No.
No. Okay,
No
so
idea.
that's fine. And Alberto, are you still here?
Yes, of course. I have heard about Silicon Valley, and I think this particular region of California concentrate an elevate percentage of the whole economic of the United States.
The whole economy.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
if you consider all California, I think the region maybe has the size of European country, the size of his economy,
That's possible.
and I think we have a little problem, or not a little problem. We need to do some. We need to precise.
We need to be more precise.
Exactly, because I believe when we are talking about New York, we are talking of one specific city. And when we are talking about California, you have a wall of entities, a wall of cities and towns.
Right, that's true. So many things. But for Juliana, because you haven't heard of it, Silicon Valley is a major technology center in California.
Uh-huh.
So lots of, like Elias said, lots of research, lots of development of technology, products, websites, things like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So can anyone name a company that maybe comes from Silicon Valley?
Maybe Google.
Google, that's totally right. They're
And
in
more on the most of the technology companies in the States.
yeah, many of them.
Apple.
And,
Apple.
Apple also good. Um,
I'm going to take a guess and say verbling.com. I don't know.
you are right. Verbling originated in Silicon Valley. So those are some pretty good guesses. You guys are 3 for 3. And then, well, you probably, let's see. What about New York? I guess that's less interesting, right? Like what big companies maybe come from New York or have big buildings in New York?
Maybe all the financial and banking industries.
Uh-huh.
This is-
Financial and banking industries. So
A&G. A&G.
AIG?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
A&G.
I think that's right.
Bank of
And-
America.
Good. Any other ideas?
Goldman Sachs.
Goldman
Yep.
Sachs. Yes,
Yep.
it's true. It's pretty
Okay.
fast.
So, a summary. So, we've got, coming back to it, we've got different weather in the two places, right? So, New York sort of is different every season. Like in winter, it's very cold. In summer, it's very hot. Whereas California is kind of, it rains, but it's more similar all year round. It doesn't change very much, right? So, what do you guys prefer?
In my opinion, on vacations or holidays, the better California.
So, yeah,
To
you
get a
think,
job. To
right.
get a job is better New York.
So, weather is better in, first, do you say holiday?
Yes, on
So,
California.
holiday in
Because-
California, live in New York. Does anybody agree with that or disagree with that?
Yes, I agree with him because I'm Mexican. Obviously I prefer the weather of California. It's more adequate for normal life. I think. I think I have this impression, and not is only the issue of the weather. I think you can get a more human sense of the life in this region of the state. You know, you can find a lot of Buddhist movements and these things I like.
Okay. So, you can find a lot of, can you repeat that?
You in all California in different regions of California, you can find a lot
You can-
of find a
Yeah,
lot
fine, good.
find a lot of different movements of or variety of Buddhist. I think in this region of
variety of things.
variety. I think in this region of the states and maybe in all the American continent, you can find the higher number of Buddhist practicants.
Okay, you can find the higher. I don't know what you mean necessarily by goodies practicants, but
Practicing.
Exactly.
practice. Okay,
Excuse me, but I have only 5-6
No, it's-
days speaking.
it's fine. You're doing great. You're doing great. How about Elias? So somebody said that they would rather live in New York and take a vacation in in California. It sounds like you probably would want to just live in California. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe it depends on where you're from. Like,
Yes.
I don't know where it's from. Manuel, I believe, or it's Alberto. It's from Mexico, so they have a great weather out there. It's very sunny, very hot. In Paris, it's very rainy. You know, in winter, it's very cold. So I don't want to live in a region where it's like that. So I prefer to live in California. You know, it's very hot, very nice. Not very nice weather. You can wear shorts during all year. That's you can't have nothing better than that. Wearing shorts all year, man.
Yeah. So it's sort of, if I guess Elias's point is that when you're used to something, you kind of maybe want something else. You think that another thing would be better. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
So an expression for that in English that people will use sometimes is the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So it always seems better to have the thing that you don't currently have.
Yeah, that's it, man. You're right.
Yeah. So how about you, Juliana? Do you agree that you would want to live in New York but vacation in California, or do you think differently?
I think that maybe I could prefer New York. California is so hot for me.
It's too hot. You don't like hot weather?
No for living, only for having vacations.
Only for vacations.
Yes.
Okay, one nice thing about New York, in my opinion, is that everywhere is climate controlled. Everywhere has either heating or air conditioning. Every place will have both heating and air conditioning. So in the summer when it gets really hot, you can put on the air conditioning and it feels great. It's so nice to walk in to an air-conditioned building when it's really hot outside. And the subway, how we were talking about before, the subway has air conditioning on it. So it also feels really nice to get on a subway train during the summer.
You're really a subway guy.
You don't like the subway?
No, no, I don't like.
It seems I really like the subway. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I like the subway. Yeah, in California,
It's so useful.
Yeah, it's very useful. In California, you kind of have to drive everywhere. Lots of big highways and lots of traffic. That's, I would say, a downside. Do you guys know those terms, an upside and a downside? Does everybody understand what I mean when I say something has an upside or a downside?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Pros and cons, you mean?
Yeah, you got it. Everybody understand though?
No, I
No.
don't.
Okay.
What did you mean?
That's totally fine. So, an upside, if something has an upside, it means it has something good about it. It has a good point, a point in its favor. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, the upside to living in New York is that, if you're me, and I'm in love with the subway. So, an upside to living in New York is that they have a great subway system. Right?
Okay, I understand now.
An
Maybe-
upside, and let's see, how about a downside? What would be a downside to living in New York?
The bad things?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's dangerous?
Maybe dangerous. Juliana, can you think of another downside to living in New York?
Maybe it's more stressful. I don't know.
It's more stressful?
Yes.
Maybe the hasty way of life.
What about the way of life?
The hasty, the life is very hasty in New York. I don't know which is the word.
Right. I'm trying to think of what the word would be. It's maybe very, like Juliana said, very stressful to live in New York.
Accelerate.
There's another, we'll say in English, hustle and bustle.
Exactly, this is the
So-
expression.
A big city has hustle and bustle. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, lots of energy, lots of people. But for some people, it can feel like too much. It can be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
How about you guys? Right now, do you live in a big city or a smaller town, more like someplace that would be in California?
I live in a small country in a small village.
Okay, so Juliana, small country, small village. So maybe you would be more comfortable in California, maybe.
Maybe.
Where are you from, Juliana?
I live in Costa Rica in a little
Okay.
place called Salcero.
Okay, okay.
And Elias, you're from Paris, right? So you're from a big city.
I am, man.
And you like that, or would you rather live somewhere different, somewhere a little smaller, more peaceful?
No, I like that.
You
You know,
like
the,
that?
the thing I like about a big city that you can do whatever you want during the night. If you get hungry at 2 a.m., you can get, you know, a McDonald's menu or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you can do anything you want at night. So maybe that's an upside, like I was saying before, to living in a city, is that you can, yeah, a big upside. How about you, Alberto? Do you live in a big city or a small town?
In a very big city. I live in Mexico City.
The biggest city.
I think in the fact is the second city, the second more big city in the world.
Yeah, I know it's got a very big population. A lot of, do you guys know the word sprawl?
Yeah.
So
No.
that's kind of it's a more advanced word, sprawl. So when there's a city, a lot of the time, like we were talking about, like there will be suburbs that go out from the city,
Mhm.
right? So LA is in the center, and then there are suburbs of LA. Or New York is in the center, and there are suburbs of New York. And a lot of the time, the suburbs just keep going and going and going really far. And
Mhm.
so we call that sprawl.
Okay.
It can be-
sprawl.
Can you spell that?
It's SPRAWL. I'll write it in the sidebar here.
Sprawl.
Sprawl.
Sprawl. It's a bit hard to say, too. Or sometimes they'll call it urban sprawl. And that can be a useful term for talking about when a city gets so big and it keeps on pushing out and out further and further. So, okay, final thoughts, because we're in, unfortunately, the last 5 minutes of the class. So, final arguments. I'm going to go down for everybody in the class, and I want you to just state in the most eloquent English you can what your conclusion is, which place is better, and list the upsides and the downsides of each place, and then say why you think one place is better than the other. Okay? So, are you ready, Juliana?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, I think that I could prefer New York because of its weather, because I think that we can have more opportunities in that place.
Good.
We can find better education, maybe.
Okay.
Also because it has important places, important neighbors, important buildings.
Okay, good. So, Juliana says New York. So, point New York. She says they've got maybe better education, better buildings, better economy, more jobs maybe. How about you, Elias? I assume you don't agree with that.
Well, yeah, I don't agree with that, but I do believe when we are different people talking out here, it really depends on your backgrounds.
Yeah.
So, considering my background, the fact that I'm from a city, as you told and as I said, you know, much colder, I do believe California and especially LA is better. What I do prefer, I told you, it's about the weather, the weather is very constant weather. You don't have like a
Okay.
very cold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
This yeah, the weather, the technological center,
Right.
Silicon Valley. You may have lots of opportunities out there,
Right.
and the fact that you're near Mexico, so you can go on vacation, visit another country, without
Okay.
being so far from your
Okay.
hometown.
Nice. And how about just a couple downsides maybe to living in New York?
Downsides a lot. I've been to New York actually, and
Oh, okay.
the downside is the city is dirty. You have lots of rats in the streets.
Ah,
Oh yeah, but an upside of New York, I like the hot dogs stands.
Okay, the upside of New York are the hot dogs. The downside is the dirt and the rats. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm completely agree with the last opinion. I think there are not a best region. It all depends about your feelings, about your orientation, about your goal, your all goals, and all these two regions obviously have upsides and downsides. And
Okay.
maybe the upsides and the downsides are very similar in both regions, and again, all depends about your goals.
It's all, yeah, goals. It's personal preference, maybe, right?
Exactly.
Okay, and Manuel, how about you?
Well, I'm just hearing what you're talking about, and because my English is not very well, and
Oh, that's okay. Just give it, the point here is just to practice, and we're
Yeah.
all learning, so it's
well,
fine.
and in my opinion, that everybody says it. I mean, there's not a perfect place, right? So everything depends on your background, like someone says, on your objective and on your proposal, and I mean, I prefer New York because I like the cold weather.
Uh-huh. So you like, okay, so Manuel likes cold weather, so he prefers New York.
Yes.
So right now we're tied. We've got Juliana voting New York, right?
Mhm.
So Juliana, yeah.
And what about you? What is your opinion?
My opinion. So for me personally,
The subway, New York City.
I love the subway. So I would want to live in New York City.
Remember,
But,
he is the subway guy.
I am the subway guy. You
We
guys.
win! New York win!
So yeah, so 3 to 5 for New York. I like this. I like the subway in New York. I like how things are open later in New York than in California. I like how things are close together and not so far apart, like in California.
But actually,
what?
where are you?
Right now, I'm in California.
Ah,
Oh.
It's it's the grass is always greener on the other side, right? Yeah. But I do like California. I love the weather here. Great people here. A lot of variety. And you know there are lots of fun things to do, like out in nature that maybe you can't do so much in New York, right?
Great.
Right.
So were you born in California or were you born in New York?
I was born in California. Yeah. I was
Okay.
born in Berkeley, California. Do you guys know where that is?
it's,
Yeah, is it near San Francisco?
Yeah, very close to
Dime.
San Francisco.
Okay.
No sé por qué es que sea una conferencia. Estoy con la diadema. Estoy
Okay.
utilizando la diadema.
Well,
Estoy utilizando la diadema y no te escucho nada.
¿Tú speak Spanish? ¿Quién habla español?
I speak Spanish.
yeah.
yo hablo español.
Entonces
Ay,
tengo
Dios.
3 personas aquí que hablan español.
Sí.
And okay, so anyway, we're about out of time, but do we have it was only the four of you in this talk, right?
Yeah.
Is there, because my screen cut out, so unfortunately I couldn't see you guys. So we had Juliana, Elias, Alberto, and Manuel, and that was it today?
Yes.
Okay. Well, anyway, I hope this has been helpful for you guys. I hope the conversation has been helpful, or even if you weren't talking, just listening to me talk or listening to the other speakers talk, you maybe picked up on a few things, you learned a few things about how English is spoken, and got used to having a conversation with multiple people, because usually when you're talking, it's not just with one person, it's, you know, you're going to have a lot of people around, and people say things at different times. So anyway, I hope it was helpful. This was the very first ever Verbling class, so congratulations, you are the first group of students. So it's still an experiment, and we're working on it, and I'm sure these things will get even better as time progresses. So so thanks a lot for sitting in.
Thank you.
for your time.
It was so
Thank you.
useful for me.
Okay, great. I'm glad,
Thanks
Juliana.
for your time.
Thank you.
I gotta check out
Thank you, guys.
the subway in New York.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be dreaming of the subway tonight.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Nice to meet you all.
for your time.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.